all I've heard for the last couple of weeks about it, this giant mandate, landslide, trifecta. Put on your big boy pants, pass your own bill. We're only here because you guys can't agree amongst yourselves. So hold on a second. Democrats will keep government open for the American people. We will mediate the disagreements between that side of the room and that side of the room. We will do that for you, but you got to at least invite us to that meeting. So if you want us to solve your problem because you can't agree amongst yourselves, reach out. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Time has expired. The gentlewoman reserves. Gentleman from Oklahoma.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I reserve.
Gentleman reserves. Gentlewoman from Connecticut.
Mr. Speaker, I yield 3 minutes to the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Roy.
The gentleman from Texas is recognized for 3 minutes.
I thank the gentlelady. When I ran for Congress in 2018, the debt was $21 trillion. I was just texting with my son back home in Austin, who I haven't seen in quite a long time because I'm here trying to fight for him. When I got through cancer about 12 years ago, I made my promise to my kids that I would do everything I can to save this country. And what we're doing right now is to continue to double down on the things that are destroying the republic. We are going to increase the debt ceiling, not just $4 trillion, that's false. We have spent $4.7 trillion in additional debt in the last 19 months. We're going to increase the debt by $5 trillion. That's what's going to happen right here by Republicans, increasing the debt $5 trillion. And what are you doing in the same bill? $110 billion unpaid for. Because you never have any ounce of self-respect to go out and campaign saying you're going to balance the budget, and then you come in here and pass $110 billion unpaid for. On top of the $200 billion you did for WEP, you guys won't agree with that, but the fact of the matter is $330 billion. Congratulations, you've added to the debt since you were given the majority again on November 5th. It's embarrassing. It's shameful. Yes, I think this bill is better than it was yesterday on certain respects, but to take this bill yesterday and congratulate yourself because it's shorter in pages but increases the debt by $5 trillion is asinine. And that's precisely what Republicans are doing. I am absolutely sickened by a party that campaigns on fiscal responsibility and has the temerity to go forward to the American people and say, you think this is fiscally responsible. It is absolutely ridiculous. It also turns off pay-go. It turns off the $1.7 trillion in automatic cuts under pay-go. Because this side of the aisle is profoundly unserious about actually reducing deficits, just as my colleagues on the other side of the aisle are profoundly unserious about reducing deficits. The entire body has been racking up debt for my entire life. $36 trillion, $1 trillion of interest. We rack up $1 trillion every 100 days. Now, what are we going to do about it? We're going to run around and talk about cutting taxes, but not doing what's necessary to cut the spending along with the cut taxes. My other side of the aisle, my colleagues will say, oh no, we got to increase taxes, but we'll do anything to cut spending. And so here we sit in the same mess. And I got to be honest, I want to remind people, this is Article 1. I yield back.
Gentleman yields. Gentlewoman reserves. Gentleman from Oklahoma.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself such time as I may consume.
Gentleman's recognized.
This is a great debate. Nice to have the discussion, but we're here to consider a specific piece of legislation. This keeps the government open. What my friends want to do by voting no is effectively to shut it down. This provides relief to people in need. What my friends want to do by voting no is to keep that from happening. This provides aid to farmers and ranchers. What my friends want to do, and they actually favor the amounts and what have you, there's been no change in that regard, ends that. This extends important protections for the American people. So if a bill's got something in it and you support everything that's in it, and we continue the debt ceiling that we've had the last 2 years, then I'm mystified as to how you can go home and explain that, as I wanted to keep the government open, so I voted to shut it down. It's amazing to me. With that, I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman reserves. Gentlewoman from Connecticut.
Mr. Speaker, I am prepared to close.
Gentlewoman reserves. The gentleman from Oklahoma.
I still have speakers, Mr. Speaker.
The gentleman is recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I yield 1 minute to my very good friend from Ohio, the distinguished chairman of the Judiciary Committee, Mr. Jordan.
Gentleman's recognized.
I thank the gentleman for yielding. Mr. Speaker, this bill is real simple. This bill helps the people who grow our food. Right. This bill helps people who were devastated by hurricanes this past fall. Right. And this bill funds the government at levels the Democrats agreed to. Right. To keep the government open over the holidays. Why the Democrats are opposed to this, I have no idea. I have no idea. So let's vote yes and spend at the levels everyone agreed to. And then in 3 months, we can have the debate and figure out where we're going from there. But this is a yes vote. I yield back.
Gentleman yields. Gentleman reserves. Gentlewoman's recognized.
I yield.
Gentleman reserves.
I yield 30
Gentlewoman's
seconds
recognized.
to the gentleman from Tennessee, Mr. Cohen.
Gentleman's recognized.
Thank you. There are a lot of things in here that were taken out of the compromise bill that were good for the American people. And one of the things was dish payments, where you give money to hospitals that treat the least among us, the poorest people that need health care, and that was taken out of the bill. That's cruel, inhuman, and anti-Judeo-Christian. And that's one of the main reasons why I oppose this bill, because the hospitals that take care of those people are doing God's work, and they need to be given the monies they've been given in the past, a 1-year extension, and you took that out. That's wrong. I oppose the bill. Thank you.
Gentleman yields. Gentlewoman reserves.
Yes.
Gentleman from Oklahoma.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I yield 1 minute to the distinguished gentleman, my good friend from New York, Mr. Lawler.
Gentleman from New York is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Speaker, we are approaching Christmas and Hanukkah. And Americans all across this country care about this debate. They care about the specifics. But what they won't understand is when you vote no to continue funding the government to provide the services that they rely on. This is a clean CR. If you don't like it because it doesn't have a whole list of ornaments on the Christmas tree, I'm sorry. But the fact is that we are keeping the government funded. By the way, I would remind my Democratic colleagues, we could actually do our appropriations work if my senior senator from New York passed a single solitary appropriations bill on the Senate floor. He passed exactly 0. The fact is, we have to keep the government funded. That is our responsibility.
An additional 30 seconds.
Gentleman's recognized.
We have to keep the government funded, live to fight another day. The fact is that we are not shutting the government down before Christmas. And I think everyone here has a responsibility to keep the government open and funded, and it requires a yes vote on this CR. It requires a yes vote on disaster relief. It requires a yes vote on providing our farmers the support that they need to put food on the table of the American people. And with that, I yield back to the chairman.
Gentleman yields. Gentleman reserves. Gentlewoman's recognized.
Yes. Speaker, I'm prepared to close.
Gentlewoman reserves.
The chair, I'm also prepared to close.
Gentleman reserves. The gentlewoman from Connecticut is recognized.
The American public has been clamoring for this body to work together, Democrats and Republicans, across the aisle, to do what is in the best interest of the American people. To that end, and to give credence to what the American people are clamoring for, so they begin to have trust in us again and what we do in this body, is that we've been working since last August of 2023, on a supplemental disaster relief bill. We worked assiduously over the next several months, day in and day out. And I would just say to my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, I recognize I am part of what's called the Four Corners, and it was the Four Corners of the Appropriations Committee, Mr. Cole and myself and Senator Murray and Senator Collins, who wanted to get these bills done, the appropriations bills done, by December 20th, because we believed that we could have done it and get these bills done. We were told no. We were told no. That we had to have a continuing resolution that would carry us into next year. No government should be run by continuing resolutions. That is not good governance. But there are those in this body who don't know how to govern and don't care about governing. So we worked hard over the last several weeks, back and forth and back, to say, we can accept this, we can't accept that. We will do this, we will do that. We worked hard. And to talk about what some of my colleagues have said, the Democrats are in the minority in this body. When you have the pen, which is what the Republicans have, they write the bill. They write the bill. They post the bill. They agreed on a bill.
They signed it.
And you know what? They got scared because President Musk told them, President Musk said, don't do it. Don't do it. Shut the government down. Imagine. What does he know about what people go through is when the government shuts down? Are his employees furloughed? Hell no. Is he furloughed? No. And when you shut the government down, people don't get paid. And maybe if none of us got paid if the government shut down, some people on the other side of the aisle would feel differently about where we're going in this effort. We had an agreement. But you know, this is not different from what we've experienced over the last year and a half or so. Think about it. Biden, McCarthy, deal, come together. Next day, walk away. Johnson, Schumer, deal. Next day, walk away. And now this deal, walk away from it. Who do we trust in this body? And above all, can the American people trust us? Trust us with their lives. When we had a moment, when we came to agreement as Democrats and Republicans, and then we were able to say, let's move forward this country. You know, one of my colleagues, I think it was Congressman Neal, who said this. The only currency we have in this body is our word. That's our credibility. That's our bond with each other. And when you break that bond, you break the ability to try to come together and be able to govern on behalf of the people of this country. What was left out of this bill, I understand what's in it, but what's left out is unconscionable, particularly in the areas of maternal
Gentlewoman's
mortality.
time has expired.
I implore my colleagues to vote no on this bill.
The gentlewoman yields. The gentleman from Oklahoma is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, may I inquire how much time I have left?
1.5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself the balance of my time.
Gentleman's recognized.
It's been an interesting debate. It's been a good debate. It's been a lot of interesting points made. But the fact is, there's nothing in this legislation that you oppose. You don't oppose keeping the government open. This keeps it open until March 14th. We're going to be voting for that in overwhelming numbers. You support aid to people in distress. This bill does that. You're going to be voting no. We're going to be voting yes. We think the rural economy is in crisis. There's important aid in here for it. Aid, you support it. We're going to be voting for it. You're going to be voting against it. That's just the facts. You consider legislation one piece at a time. There's not a single thing in here that you oppose, except maybe the debt limit extension, which is the same debt limit extension you supported 2 years ago. So I urge my colleagues to vote yes and keep the government open, help people in need, help the rural economy, and let us move forward with our work. With that, Mr. Speaker, I urge passage of the bill and yield back.
Gentleman yields. The question is, will the House suspend the rules and pass the bill, H.R. 10515? Those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, 2/3 being in the affirmative, for what purpose does the gentlewoman from Connecticut seek recognition?
Guess what? I request a recorded vote.
Does the gentlewoman ask?
And nays.
With great surprise, the yeas and nays are requested. Those favoring a vote by the yeas and nays will rise. A sufficient number having risen, the yeas and nays are ordered. Members will record their votes by electronic device. This is a 15-minute vote. On this vote, the yeas are 174, the nays are 235, one voting present, two-thirds not being in the affirmative. The rules are not suspended and the bill is not passed. Oh, thank you. Pursuant to Clause 12A of Rule 1, the House will stand in recess subject to the call of the chair.